Pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum.
Hello, this is WIllie. Welcome to a classic modern reviews. I was gonna start out with a classic review and then follow up to Suicide Squad related to the theme of second chances, but I couldn't find any from the classic ones, so might as well jump to the Suicide Squad. Oh, and this might contain spoilers. So last time I spoke about DC was not the most positive of ways. So related to the theme, my question is, can these villains not only find redemption, but can also DC have a second chance from the mistakes of the past? Hell no, but it was fun. I wasn't expecting any groundbreaking achievements or go deep on the psychology of the villains or any moral values. I was just hoping for a fun action film that I would not feel bored, and that's what I got. But is the amount of hate that it's getting from critics really justifiable? I mean, it has problems, but compared to the other one, this is like a Citizen Kane. So what's the buzz all about? Well, let's find out. The film is about a group of apprehended criminals being recruited by the US government to fight against a supernatural enemy. This includes Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, and many more. While on the other hand, the Joker, played by Jared Leto, has his own scheming plans that interfere with the mission of the so-called Suicide Squad. The reason I surprisingly don't hate this movie is because it was fun with the action and characters, and it's well documented they had to reshoot stuff to make it much entertaining, and for what they did, it was enjoyable. And that enjoyment comes from three specific actors. Will Smith as Deadshot does a great job, giving the character a mug but also personality. He has enough screen time to know more about him and his background story with his daughter. Boomerang for what he got was enjoyable, and I saved the last for the best. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is awesome. I was first concerned if she could pull off the character, and I came out wanting to see more of her. Not because I know what costume to wear this Halloween, but because she brings so much enjoyment to the movie for how much fun she's having. She probably didn't capture completely the craziness of the character, but despite that, she made it fun to watch. Every time she showed up, everyone in the theater would laugh at the things she did or said. The casting here is very strong and pays off most of the time. Viola Davis as Waller is a badass. The Sergeant is, okay. The rest of the Suicide Squad is okay. Also, I don't hear anyone talk about Diablo, who surprisingly has enough screen time, and he's really good for what he got. And Batman makes a cameo, and it's awesome! Now this is where I switch the cards to negative. This Joker, I don't like him. I think what many were expecting was Jared to top up Heath Ledger's performance, but that's not gonna happen, because this is a side of the Joker that is far from the Heath Ledger that many haven't seen before. His love affair with Harley Quinn, and I give it credit for being a fresh look at the character. I've heard there were many scenes with him that were cut off, which explains why he doesn't do much in the movie, but going back to why I don't like him, I don't know if that would change my perspective about him. Every time I saw him, I would just look at Jack Sparrow. He's not scary or crazy enough, and I feel he thought he was being scary, which, no, just no. And that laugh! Tell me he doesn't sound like Jim Carrey when you hear that laugh! Once again, the editing is a weak spot for DC. The first 30 minutes I actually enjoyed. They introduced the characters very linearly and rushly, but it's done in such quirkiness that I couldn't understand what was the hate for this movie about. So far it was fine, but then the quirky editing just stops and turns into a generic and choppy with unnecessary slow moves to the point that there were things happening that didn't catch my attention until the action started. I even forgot about the plot of this movie as the action was going. What was the plot again? Oh, that's right, they were going after the main villain, Enchantress, surprised, and her awful CGI brother, and they suck, and just turned the finale into a Ghostbuster ripoff. I wanna ask, why wasn't the Joker the main villain? Wouldn't it have been much better if they had the Suicide Squad going after him, and Harley Quinn getting conflicted on following the mission or turning against her team? That would have been a much interesting approach, and at first it seemed they were giving hints that he was going to be the main antagonist. And it would have made much more sense instead of the villains, who half of them have no powers, just shoot and hit with baseball bats, go after another boring, powerful villain that can just squash them like a rotten tomato. As for the theme goes, don't think it's just shooting and PG-13, there are some themes in it. This is about having a second chance, and the thing about the Suicide Squad is they know they are complete mess-ups. They have the prolonging desire to just have a normal life and fit with society, but they are viewed by many as none other than monsters that some of them are far beyond from help. So I think for them to go after another villain gives them a sense of hope of a normal life, for one day to be free of their prison and be no longer viewed as monsters, and in the end they do seem to gain a tiny small glimpse of redemption, even though I said earlier the plot makes no freaking sense! To me, it's ironic this movie is about redemption when DC has been trying to redeem itself from all the bad criticism it's been getting lately. But really? 27%? Did it really deserve to be panned that harshly? Hell no! I completely understand giving Batman vs Superman a new butthole. However, this is nowhere near as bad as the other movie. Sure, it's not great, but it's far from being the worst. Some of the characters are enjoyable, and the action is fun. Probably this is like comparing apples and oranges, but after the disappointment of the last DC movie boring me, it was good to finally see something with more energy, even though it was mindless. If there's one guess I can make that caused many to upset, was that this promising great movie about these criminals that would turn DC upwards ended up being average at best. And here is where I cannot defend this movie. Now that I'm done defending this movie as not the worst thing, just average, I want to talk to you DC about average. Come on, sit, boo-boo. Come on, let's get closer and let's be real for one moment. You see, I'm a Marvel fan. And I want to say I'm a DC fan. But I also like movies. And you can't just spend most of your time doing mediocre or average at best. I don't want Aquaman or Wonder Woman to be just okay. I want them to be great. I don't want you guys to be second filler. I want you guys to be number one at everything you do. I want to go to the store and see your Blu-ray covers and say, oh, I gotta have this because this is so good, and I will feel empty on the inside if I don't have it. But that's not gonna happen if you keep doing stuff like this. Right now, with the upcoming Wonder Woman and Justice League movies, all I'm expecting is to be at best mediocre or average. Now, I understand you gotta go with what you have because of marketing and production. I understand. You gotta go with what you already have. And I understand movies are very, very hard to be made. But we are in 2016, where comic books are at its highest peak. And to see our beloved childhood heroes in the big screen and hyping it up that this is what we've been waiting for, only to see shit, not only is it sad, but it's very disappointing. And it's even frustrating to know there are many out there who feel unsatisfied to see such high potential being wasted away, because we know DC, you're better than that. I don't know if you just want to be king of the box office or you just want to catch up with Marvel. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if those rumors are real. If your main goal is just to be average, you're already mediocre, because we know you're better than that. Maybe the criticisms on this movie were too hard, probably. But if that's what it takes for DC to wake up and realize it's not just the critics, but also fans who are sick and tired of getting garbage in a silver platter, then so be it. Maybe the Suicide Squad might have found some redemption in their own universal world, but DC still has a long way to go. I give it a 6 out of 10 stars. So that's it. Those were my thoughts on Suicide Squad. What were your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What would be your own fantasy team up? Surely if I could have my own Suicide Squad team, I would definitely have Adolf Hitler, Chris Benoit, Charles Mason, Miley Cyrus, Rasputin, Zack Snyder, and Mother Teresa. She could have been a ninja. You never know. You can leave your comments down below, like, subscribe, and DC, get better please. Get a doctor. Anything. Tune in next time for more reviews to come. So for now, that's it for today.
Ciao.
Pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum.